Hey guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to show you my event and special occasion going to stay put all day long foundation routine. So to start off, I'm going to be using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I'm going to be putting this all over my face. This has a nice tack to it, so it really gives something for the foundation to stick to and stay in place all day. Next, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I'm going to be putting this in my T-zone to help fill in any pores, lines, and make everything smoother. Next, I'm going to be going in with the Fenty Beauty Powder, and I am a little bit more on the oily side, so whenever it comes to a special event or I'm going to be wearing my makeup for a long time, I set my T-zone and anywhere where I crease with the powder before I go in with foundation, and then I will set later on as well. Next, for foundation, I'm going in with the Huda Beauty foundation and this Joa Beauty foundation. The reason I'm taking both is because one, the Huda Beauty is my self-tan shade, and the Joa Beauty will lighten it up a little bit, but also one is a matte formula and one is a natural formula, so I'm going to get a really nice base and smooth base, and I love this stuff, and I'm going to blend it out with a sponge to make sure I get all the excess picked up and nothing looks cakey or heavy. Next, for concealer, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. concealers, and I'm using the hydrating and the original formula. The hydrating is a little bit more towards my skin tone and the original is a little lighter, so I'm going to mix these underneath my eyes, and then whatever excess is left on the sponge I will blend into the center of my face to make sure everything is even in brightness. Taking the Physicians Formula Cream Bronzer, and I'm going to be putting this on a brush and then putting it on my face so that I don't take up any of my foundation. And I am doing this because if my powder bronzer throughout the day were to fade, I have a cream underneath that is already set. I kind of have a double layer. I like to do this again when I'm wearing it for a while so that I know I have like a backup plan. I am just taking this on the normal spots that I would usually bronze, which is my forehead, cheekbones, a little bit under the chin, my lip, and my nose, and this is just going to give an all over warmth. And I do go between my brush and my sponge to make sure everything's blended out. Now I am going back in with my Fenty Beauty Powder, and I am going to be pressing this into my face wherever I put the concealer, and I'm going to be using a sponge for this, but I have learned that I am not a baking person. It's too drying, so I will take some of the powder and pat it off in the palm of my hand and start pressing it so that there isn't a lot of residual powder left. It's really just setting. It's not going to create a layer and make it feel really dry and heavy. I've seen this technique on other people's channels and I adapted it to my own and I love it. It makes everything super flawless and set, but it doesn't feel as drying. Set the rest of my face, I'm going in with my Maybelline Better Skin Pressed Powder. This is a little bit more true to my skin tone, and I'm just going to set all the other places that I didn't set with the loose, just to make sure everything is in place before I go in with all my other powder products. Powder bronzer, I'm going to be going in with my L'Oreal Lumi bronzer, and I'm going to be putting this pretty much everywhere that I put that cream bronzer, again just to kind of reinforce the color, make sure everything's set. I do like to be pretty bronzy, so I'm going in with just a small brush and really buffing over, warming up my complexion, bringing a little bit more dimension back. When it comes to my flawless base, I really take my time with every step. I make sure that I bronze, blend everything out, so this does take the longest for me sometimes. Now I am taking my Wet n Wild contour palette and I'm going to be using the contour shade to chisel out my nose and my cheekbones just to further define, and then I'm going to take the lighter shade and just kind of clean up in case I got a little messy with my bronzer and make sure that my highlighted areas are still bright. Blush, I am taking my Makeup Obsession Isn't It Peachy blush palette, and I'm going to be taking the darker peachy shade. I love warm peachy blushes, they're my favorite, and I am just going to be putting this further back on my cheekbones and up to give a little bit more of a lifted appearance, and then across my nose as well. Then I am just spritzing my face with the Wet n Wild Rose Spray just to settle all the powders and get ready for highlight, which I am using the Laura Geller Dripping in Gold palette, and I'm going to be using the almost rose gold shade, and I'm going to be putting this lightly. I usually like a pretty heavy highlight, but today I was feeling a little bit more subtle, so I'm going to be putting this on my cheekbones, forehead, nose, chin, but just not using as much as I usually would. And then since this is just a foundation routine, I did not show my eyes. I have a video coming on how I apply falsies, so I won't be showing my eyebrows or, putting on falsies and eyeliner, but I am going to be putting on a lip in this video with you guys. And for my lip, I'm going to be using a ColourPop liquid lipstick, and I wanted something kind of bright. Since I went more subtle on my eyes, I wanted to have a pop. I love this color. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's like a red orange. And that is the finished look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments below. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!